Hello everybody, my name is Robert and this is Review Clue. Just before we get started with this video, I did want to thank every single one of you for subscribing. We've reached over 100 subscribers now and that's a big deal for me. This was a milestone and I'm super excited to have got here. Now 100 is a lot, especially when it comes to something like YouTube subscribers. But I'll tell you where 100 isn't a lot. When it comes to buying a new smartphone, with smartphones ranging for up to £1,000 or more. So I set myself a bit of a challenge to find out just how much phone we can get for £100. So this is my unboxing video that I'm going to upload in full at a later date, so get subscribed to watch that. But I just want to kind of bring to your attention just what you get in a box for £100. You get the phone, you get a screen protector, you get a faster charger than what Apple will give you, something that is quite rare is a USB-C cable, and some headphones with a 3.5mm connector. So this is a really feature-rich box with accessories as well. And for just £96 on Amazon, I was blown away by its quality. But let's take a look around the device and find out just what's so amazing about it. So on the front, you do get that 6.49-inch display. It's 720p, 6.9 aspect ratio and TF panel, so the colours aren't great, but they are calibrated incredibly well. On the back, you get that fingerprint sensor, the quad camera array and the LED flash. That quad camera array is quite impressive and you'll see some pictures later showing that off. On the bottom you get the USB-C charging and a mono speaker, which doesn't sound great, but we'll let it off. On the side you get your power and your volume rocker. Personally, I prefer the volume rocker to be on the other side of the phone, but this is just a design choice of my own. And of course you get the headphone jack at the top. So also, this phone has 64GB of internal storage, 4GB of RAM, the MediaTek Helios processor at 2.39GHz, it's octa-core, 2G, 3G and 4G bands, so you can use this phone pretty much anywhere. 2.4 and 5GHz Wi-Fi, 4,680 mAh battery. This thing is a beefy battery. And Bluetooth and other connectivity. The only real connectivity it's missing is NFC, but I don't think it's something that you would miss if you were to buy a phone for under £100. Out of the box, it does come pre-packaged with Android 9 or Pie. And its last security update was December of last year, so don't expect a lot of security updates for this thing. But as a stock Android experience, it's pretty good. The launcher that came with it wasn't to my liking, so I quickly changed to this launcher, which just made everything a little bit easier. Here's the camera app. The camera app does let you do video, photo. It also has a pro mode, which will let you change every aspect of your photo, from the white balance to the ISO, and everything in between. It was quite impressive to see just how much control I had over my pictures. There's also a beauty mode and some others. We'll come back to the camera in a little bit later, where I'll give you some idea of what the quality of them is exactly like, and I think you'll be pleasantly surprised by just what you can get. So as you just walk around the OS, it seems quite fast and responsive. This may also be the launcher that I'm using here, but everything seems very fluid and it's very nice to use. Apps open quickly, and I never really saw any significant slowdown, not even in the more demanding apps. So of course, this does have the Google Play Store, so we can install any apps that we want to, from Spotify to YouTube and everything in between. So this is something that even Huawei can't do right now, unfortunately. But I'm really glad to see that the Google apps are here. So of course, with that MediaTek processor, you can play some games. This is Call of Duty Mobile, running at its low setting. But actually, I'm incredibly impressed by just how well it's running. Like, I'm not seeing any kind of slowdown here, and I don't feel like it's giving me any kind of disadvantage. I'm just a bad Call of Duty player, especially on mobile. But you can see it looks great, it's smooth, and it actually shows off that screen really well. The colours are rich and vibrant. Its refresh rate isn't great, it's quite low, but again, this shouldn't matter too much when it comes to a mobile for under £100. Here's its Geekbench scores. Its single core score is 175, when its multi-core is 891. To put that into perspective, that's about 7 times slower than the OnePlus 7T, but about a tenth of the price. YouTube is another place where we really show off that lovely screen. It's a great screen. The only real problem I have with watching YouTube videos and consuming media on this is that lower speaker. That speaker is awful quality. It is tinny and it distorts heavily at any kind of volume. So if you are going to be watching media on this, I highly suggest using those headphones that they give you or some Bluetooth ones. So of course this camera is equipped with an 8 megapixel front-facing camera, and of course on the back we do have that quad camera setup. The main camera is a 13 megapixel, backed up by a 2 megapixel and two 0.3 megapixels. The 0.3 megapixels are most likely used for some sort of Gaussian blur effect when you are taking on some selfies and trying to blur the background of an object as well. Video quality is certainly nothing to write home about, but its photo quality, in fact, is. So I've got two images here side by side. This is the iPhone on the right and the Blackview on the left. Personally, I quite like both, and on this next image you're going to see just how close they are. So the only real difference I see is they're a little more grainy and you get a little bit more dynamic range on that iPhone. But again, for a tenth of the price, that's incredible. Its audio quality when taking phone calls is subpar. It sounds fine. You can hear everything that's going on around you, but so can everyone else on the other side of the phone. So the quality is fairly grainy, nothing really bad, but nothing great either. But you'll also notice that you pick up a lot of background noise. So there we have it, guys, the A80 Pro. For its under £100 price tag, this thing is pretty incredible. It can play almost any game at a fairly solid frame rate, as you saw with Call of Duty there. Its images in the correct conditions, I think, are comparable to something like the iPhone. If you didn't zoom into it, of course, the megapixels on this camera are a little bit lower, so everything looks a little less sharp. But overall, this is, I think, one of the best £100 I've ever spent. Genuinely, I am blown away by the quality of this, both in hardware and its software. So anyway, guys, if you don't know why I'm doing this, the other video will be coming up very soon. But basically, I've just hit 100 subscribers on this channel, and that's a big thing. So I wanted to see just how much phone we can get for £100. And that's what this review is for, to which I respond, you get a lot for your money. It would appear that the kind of sweet spot for smartphones has been lowered quite heavily now, to the point where you can get something that is usable as a daily driver for under £100. But also do remember that because I've hit this 100 subscribers, I'm also doing a giveaway. I'm wanting to give away one of these to you guys. This is the Honor Band 5. It's reversed, but it's the Honor Band 5. The Honor Band 5 is an incredible device, and I've been using it for the past couple of weeks, and I plan to do a review on it next week, but this got in the way because 100 subscribers was a bigger thing for me to do than that. But if you want to win it, all you've got to do is like, comment, and subscribe to my channel, and drop down below in the comments what you love about this phone and about that band, and I will pick one of you at random in a week's time, and I will send you a brand new one of those in the post. Anyway, guys, my name has been Robert, this has been Review Clue, and I will catch you in the next one. Adios.